Where is this stream? Has it started? Okay. YouTube has started. Share the link on the group. Yeah. So this account was at $5. I moved it to $50, and I was trading this guy. Anyways, it was supposed to be a scalp trade, but I left it running, and then all of a sudden I'm coming back to see that one very long spike that had no business coming down here just took me out. So I'm expecting to see this low taken out. Once this low is taken out, why is this doing like this? Okay, so once this low is taken out, let me see. Why is this doing this? Okay, perfect. So that low has been taken out. Then I can plan my trade. Not sure why this is doing like this to me. Okay, I'll just use the arrow, plan my trade here. Okay, so if it retraces all the way back into the range, that will be fine. I'll just look to take the buys. But that's a challenge. This was where I would have taken my profit, because it was a scalp trade after the range manipulation, right? So this is the range, and then price broke out of it, so price comes back into my buying zone, which is this, and then my TP1 is supposed to be this high. TP2 is this, which I wasn't watching. Goodness. Oops. Okay, I wasn't watching that, and then I got stopped out, and I lost like $6. Okay, so on the higher time frame, price has broken through my psychological level. On the weekly, price should be approaching maybe this psychological level, maybe this one. So I'm just going to look away from that trade for now. But 1000, yeah, this was a higher time frame analysis for price to come all the way. Remember, I bought or I sold from here. I took profit here because I was day trading. Crash 500. I bought this one yesterday, from the very bottom here. I also entered another position. I entered two positions here, closed one here, entered another position here, closed it here, and closed the final one here, because price has not really got into, because I'm looking at on the higher time frame. the daily, this is what is happening. So there's a break and a retest here. Let me see. Yeah, can you see that? Can you see that breakout? So it's the retest. I was buying the reversal, and I was expecting that price will get all the way into that zone before it starts selling, but this guy has already started selling. H12, no, oh my goodness, it has already even hit this. So on the H4, price is here to get to my supply zone. So that's what I'm expecting price to do. Once price gets here, we continue the sales to the downside. Daily, yeah. So where are we selling to? I think any moment from now, B500 will be looking to reverse. So I'm expecting it to sell all the way here. On the weekly, we are on a psychological level. So there's a reason why I'm using psycho levels, but I'm not going to explain that in this video. So I'll go to B500. This guy has stopped me out several times, but it's actually a sell. But on the daily, this is what's happening on the daily. So buy side liquidity has been taken out completely here, and then we can look at sell side being taken out as well. So on my H4, so this is why I missed some trades. Okay, can see now. Look at this candlestick that prints. The time is 9:50. So I like this printed candle here. However, if I go to, let me cycle through all the time frames. Okay, that was a stop hunt there. And then go to H. Okay, stop hunt, sweep here. There's no break yet. So unless there's a break here and then moves back to trade into this fair value gap, I won't be looking at taking the trade. In fact, you can see a drop, base drop, and then I'm expecting price to go back in that zone. So 30 minutes, there's a break of structure on 30 minutes already. Sweep to the downside. So if I pull up my fib levels, yeah, exactly where I marked before. So this is an inducement. Here, this guy here is an inducement, and this is M30. So by 10 o'clock, I'm expecting a push into this zone here. So my first TP would be this low, second TP would be this on the H1. Okay, to clear this trend and liquidity, so I'm looking to clear the entire stuff here. Will be my TP. Yeah, right there. Okay, so 15 minutes is where I'm gonna stop this. Okay, this guy is saying I should buy from here. So there are two POIs. if this POI1 fails, we use POI2. Use this as an inducement for POI2, or this as an inducement for POI1. So yes, if I look at it in another way, this is trend line breakouts, maybe it's trend line breakouts. So this was a breakout, or you can say this is a breakout. No, let me not complicate things. Okay, so I'm looking at that zone, 2 POIs there to take a trade. So the sweep to the upside, that sweep, and then failure swing there, price pushes to the downside. This is a zone that caused the swing, this zone here. And if you remember what I shared on the education group, every time there is a failure swing, let me see if I can get to it. Education, okay, yeah, that's okay. So you see there's a stop hunt, and then price breaks this low and price comes back into this zone. This particular area here is the mitigation block, so price reacts to it. This now becomes this has been mitigated, this zone has been mitigated, then it becomes an inducement for this higher time frame, right? So that's what we're looking at on this guy. The same thing. So you see that it's not difficult, right? Just if you train your eyes to see it, you would always get to you get to see these things before they happen. Yeah, so I've set my alarm. I'm waiting for 10 o'clock Nigerian time for this to play out, and then I'm going to take my cells all the way to feel this imbalance, say right okay, I'll take my TP1 here, and then I'll hold some all the way to this zone. Yeah, so yep, that's it. Okay, so that's B500. I'll go to, so I always have higher time frames open just so I can monitor things in a higher time frame. So this is B300 and I am buying. Amazing, right? So this is a higher time frame. This is on the weekly, and this structure here is like a rally base drop. That's what I see. The reason I am buying is because we have swept the liquidity to the downside here. So I'm buying to fill the tiny imbalance to the top there, which you can see on the lower time frame. Let me see, H4. Yeah, perfect. So I have a zone now. You see what happened here? The same thing I explained. This is an induced failure swing here, and this zone was put in by the last selling candle here, right? You can say this one or this one. I'll prefer to use this one. So this last selling candle that pushed price sell to buy to the upside and fail to break. So see what price is going to do. So we consider this also, and then we consider this zone, right? So this was responsible for pushing price to the upside that causes internal break here. See that? And then what do we have? We have price trickle all the way back to the top. In fact, let me not even use that. Let me use this one. This is the last down candle here. So price is going to interact with this. I think that we'll be looking at selling B300 from this zone right here. Yeah, then this is a failed demand that turned to supply here, and so price has interacted with it. Now this zone becomes an inducement for this zone right here to take ourselves. So if I go down to my H1, let me see what is playing out. Traders who use double bottom will say this is a double bottom. Just a minute, let me get this guy. Okay, so my stop loss almost hit there, and maybe price will react from this zone also. Not sure, let me see how it goes. Just a minute, guys. I want to invite some other people to this stream. I just forgot to inform them. Okay, it's 10 o'clock now, so I need to go check out. I need to go and check out B300. Was it B300 or B500? Yeah, B500. But let me drop the link for these guys first. Let me invite some people. How do you invite people? Okay, invite members. Yes, copy link. Okay, so we're going back. Yeah, so I'm in a very heavy drawdown. Not really heavy drawdown, this is just my risk to take this trade. This is POI 1, so I have POI 2 here, and if I take this down it would be $6 loss. However, I'm not going to do that. What I would do is I think I should establish entering another position. What do I do that now? It's 10 o'clock, so something should magically happen to push price all the way. This zone is, so I'm going to double my lot size to 0.6 and set a buy limit so that I can recover. If price doesn't obey this zone, I'll recover the losses on that one and close partials and then ride with the actual lot size I want to use. Okay, so this is $3 loss here, and this is $3 loss, so it's $6. This is better than dragging my stop loss all the way and ending at $6, which doesn't make sense to me. So this is good already. So what was that? Was it boom 500? Yes, this one. So I'm expecting that push to the upside. What if this setup fails? What will make this setup fail actually? So this is like a QML, an advanced QML here. So I use this. This is an advanced QML. Can you see that? So you can call this, even though the neckline, the second leg hasn't formed, something like this, then this, then this, right? This was something we saw on same boom 500 here. Remember, we saw that here. Look at this exact stuff here. So that's my this exact thing here is my anticipation here, right? That's what I think my expectations for price would be. So if I'm going to get in on this trade, my take profit will be here at this imbalance right there, just on the safe side. So however, I don't have to wait for the second leg to form before I take that trade, because I see an opportunity here already. So my alarm is going to beep once price gets into that zone. This guy is gonna hit stop loss. Okay, not bad. So I'll go to crash 300. I was actually buying this guy. I was buying this guy from this zone here, and I closed because I didn't like the price action. I closed here. My stop loss was very little, so I didn't like the price action. But now I see that this is a sweep here. That's a sweep, right? There's even another sweep here. Yeah, that's a sweep there. So if we go on the 5 minutes, this is a sweep, and then price, this is responsible for the sweep, this one. Yeah, that zone is responsible for the sweep, and there's also another sweep here, another sweep of liquidity here. So this zone becomes very okay. Stop loss hit on that one. So this is very clear to me. This is QML. I would not have seen this actually to trade. So but if I had gotten on this trade, I'll use 0.2 lots here. I'll buy from the zone, and then my stop loss will be there. So my stop loss would be about $1.25, and then my take profit would be, my TP1 would be just this high, which is $18, and then TP2 would be this zone here, which is 36. This was actually where I was aiming for, right? So but that didn't happen. Missed that trade, which is fine. So people who use trade patterns, this is like a falling wedge, right? Those who use trade patterns, this is a falling wedge. So what price would do on a higher time frame, we're on a downtrend. If you look at this, right, This is a downtrend, so price has broken structure here, and then also price has broken structure here. So this is a range structure actually, this one. So price is only looking to go back into the range, maybe fill an imbalance or so, and clear the high there, and then continue its bearish direction. So we missed that trade, which is fine. This is on the weekly, heavily bearish, so fine. So I started looking at step index also. My goodness, so this is step index being bearish, and then there was a market structure shift, and then price did a stop hunt there. It hasn't actually broken this high, so that's on the weekly. On the daily, price has actually broken that high right there, so we can see that this is a QML here, right? So anyone who has entered here will have just bought TP1, TP2, TP3, TP4. So where is price currently at? Price did a stop hunt there right here, and then price fell all the way to this block. Can you see that? That was responsible for putting this low, and then price reacted to it. So a range structure was being formed there, here, and we see that price has filled in 50% of the imbalance here and is falling. However, this fall is not the final fall, because I think it will fill this imbalance here and push to the upside into this mitigation block. So on our H4, what do we have here? You see, we have a long way to go, so we need to fill this imbalance, so I'll tap into this demand, right? And there's also this is the last buy, so this is my mitigation block. This is perfect, so that's the target. So intraday, go to 15 minutes. Beautiful. So this first trade was a miss, hit stop loss. This first one. This second one was a win. Price retrace back into, this is that's a range structure there, right? So this is a reclaimed supply zone, demand turn to supply. So this range structure, what is going to happen? Whichever one price clears first, price will seek to clear the next one out and then move in that direction, the real direction. So I think price can decide to clear this one first, then you can see already it's been clearing all the lows here, and I don't know what to expect, so I'll just let it be. Alright, so that's the entire analysis. This trade would have been a winner for me, but goodness gracious, let me see if I can get in. I'll get in. I don't like to get in on trades like this. It's too risky for me. Yeah, exactly. That's why I don't like to get in. I would rather prefer this, but price has since gone to deliver on its, oh my goodness, you guys, this guy has tapped in. Shit. Okay, one, 2, 3. Okay, so I expect it to come back. I expect it to come back into the zone. Yeah. So this guy, I think this is going to be one trade I'm looking forward to taking. already it's not a high probability trade. Why do I say so? Because you can see that there's a very big imbalance sitting above price has cleared all the liquidity and giving us equal highs at the top here. There's equal highs here. So let's see what happens. So this is, like I said, this is not a high probability setup for me. It's just like a scalp trade, because price has broken structure here, and then we've been given a range structure right here. So that is the case. If I use this chart, exactly, so there's another range structure right here, and we've seen that sweep of liquidity. So price can decide to trade back into this range, and possibly you can see that this is a failure swing right here, and what was responsible for it was this guy here. So if I'm going to be buying, I'm selling, I'll only sell to take profit there at that zone, right? So that is going to be where I'll take profits. Yeah, perfect. I'll take profit here, just at this zone. So go back to H4, and this is okay, this is on the daily. Okay, I'll leave it like that on the daily. So okay, so that's where my TP would be. Yeah, that's my TP. My TP will be here, this zone. My very safe TP will be this zone here. So I look forward to getting in. I look forward to getting in on that trade. So the name of the game here is patience, right? We can see that this guy has already broken out. If you're using trend lines, broke out, and then he did a deep retest. That deep retest was a sweep of liquidity, or liquidity hunt, because you know that traders who are looking to buy outside the breakout, they will be taking their trades on the retest. So some traders would say this is a retest and they're selling. Others will say that price has broken out here. Why? So they will want price to come back and they'll be buying. This is a very interesting game. So price, this is, if you look at this zone, this is like a respected, it's like a respected zone, right? Like a resistance zone. Top 1, top 2, top 3, breakout, retest. So traders will want to buy all the way out, because they will say that this is a bullish market, right? But see what happened. Those who were buying and their stop loss was below, they were buying and their stop loss was here. Stop loss got taken out, 1. And those who say trend line breakout, they want to be selling, right? They want to be selling here, you see, and they'll put their stop loss somewhere above. And this is not by mistake, right? These things are not happening by mistake. So now what price is doing is, for me, this is a valid sell, and because I understand this now, I'm going to sell using like a 0.5 lot, and I will take partials here. I'll take like 0.2 out here and then let the rest run all the way. So price had no business coming all the way to the top here. So I've gotten very good insight now. There was no business of price pushing in up there. It was just to do stop hunt, right? um okay, I think there is another development on this trade. That development is that this stop hunt is what I should be looking at. Okay, so there are two zones, right? I'm looking at this zone. Both zones are very valid. I'm looking at that zone, and I'm also looking at this zone. Both zones are very valid. Why? Because we have an inducement here to our POI, then we have an inducement here to our POI. So I'll be splitting my risk instead of going full lot on this trade. Yes, I'll split my risk. Perfect. At the 50%, I'll jump in. So I'm waiting for price to get to 50%. What if price doesn't get to 50%? Well, it's gonna get to 50%. It might just want to come and break another low and then push back in. So anybody who is selling now will do one of two things: use a wide stop loss. Yeah, so I've been triggered in again on boom 300. This is I'm hoping that this is going to trigger this time. So yes guys, that's it. Okay, that's it. Now look at this, isn't this beautiful? So since this guy has broken here, I'll just wait for a retracement. Say a retracement into the last buy here. It's the same thing that will happen here, right? Because on a higher time frame here, this is bearish. We know that this is bearish. So what are we looking for? We're looking to sell, not buy. However, there's an opportunity to buy. Why? Now this is a resistance zone. Traders will say this is a resistance zone. Price tapped one, couldn't break. Now price breaks, then we'll be looking to buy. Price now buys all the way into this zone and then starts selling back off. See? So once price takes out these highs here with a body close, this is on the 15 minutes, so by 10:30 I was setting price, or let me use that. It's the same thing. So by 10:30 I want to see price retrace back into this zone, then buy up all the way, right? But this is the trade I'm waiting for. So I don't want to set, let me see it on a higher time frame. Okay, I think the FVG entry is fine. So set a limit there. Okay. So that's my stop loss. My take profit would be 3818. Okay, somewhere around there is my take profit. Okay, so if, depending on price action, I would look to add another position. Yeah, I'll look to add another position and then ride all the way. Okay, this guy is bullish, bearish. let me reduce the losses by closing 0 points. Okay, I'll close 0.2. I have 0.4 running, so okay, so I guess that's everything. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Thank God I wasn't holding anymore. So this guy could still be buying, but let me see on a higher time frame what this is. Okay, we're selling. We're actually selling. It has done the retest, which I failed to see on. Can you see that retest? It got in on that, in this zone here. On this zone. So I failed to see that. That's my error. It was a beautiful trade. So we're selling, and I guess we'll continue to sell all the way down. So this will have been my sell opportunity. Let me see if I can get a zone to sell from. I like this range structure right here. Okay, so price is downwards, break of market structure here. And this is a zone responsible. So just buy from here, sell rather. Okay, I'll sell from there. And then look to clear this low. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna check back on all of these trades. So this one hit stop loss again. Well, so there you have it. That's everything. Okay, there you have it. So side got taken out. Okay. Alright, thank you for joining this stream, and I really appreciate it. Five views.